Hello, welcome. We're talking today about commitment issues. Last last time on Saturday we spoke about the opposite, about attaching too much and not being able to kind of to function, to live, and energetically pushing something away because we believe that without it we won't be able to survive. Now today we're going to um, talk about commitment issues now. And if you are asking yourself, well, do I have commitment issues? I'm not sure. Do I or do I not? I will tell you whether you do or not. Let's imagine you're looking for a job and you really think that you do really want to have a job. And as soon as there is something like, okay, we might hire you or something, you want to back up. You feel like you don't really want to be there. Let's imagine you're dating a guy and you really want him to propose to you. He wants to make some kind of serious steps. He wants to commit to you. He wants everything. And then suddenly you're like, as soon as he start talking to you about marriage, you basically start doubting. You start questioning yourself, questioning, brainstorming with your friends, with your relatives. Is he the right guy for me? Maybe I will find somebody better or something. So all this comes from some kind of from childhood traumas, and I will tell you which ones they come from, and I will tell you how to untangle yourself from all this, and how to become free and open to love, to committing to anybody and anything. Now, if you have like a constant fear of committing to anything, not necessarily to people only, obviously you won't be able to live like this, because you need to experience life, and you need to learn how to live with other people. Other people are not enemies. They're basically just helping you to learn yourself. All right, so now another also I wanted to mention, if you don't see problems in the commitment in you, you might have commitment issues if your man is not committing to you. So, for example, if you're constantly meeting and dating men that are emotionally unavailable, or married men, you might have commitment issues yourself, and they are only reflecting to you. This is for people who are in serious denial. And I met a few of those people. I actually had a friend of mine like that, and I couldn't understand why she was so unlucky. She was only dating men that were not ready for anything, or they would be married or something. So I basically when she had commitment issues, she attracted men that were not available. So then they would not kind of force her to be in a relationship with her. So if you are dating men like this, if any man that you meet is like that, then you have commitment issues. It's not him who has them; it's you who has them, and he is showing you what the issue is. So ideally, you should be like, thank you very much. Let me work on myself, and then I will reconnect with you. All right. So usually, most often, and this is probably, I could say 99% of the time, we have commitment fears, commitment issues when we have an unhealthy relationship with our mother. Not our father, not our brothers, sisters, not our exes, definitely, but it's usually our mom. So usually, and I can guarantee you, if somebody has commitment issues, I guarantee you they have issues with their mother. Why? Because our mom is basically shaping the relationship pattern for us. Our father is shaping the pattern of security, of money, kind of that. Any kind of relationship we have in this world is built on the relationship with our mother. So if you are afraid to commit to somebody, then you don't have a healthy relationship with your mother. So look into that. There is no really point of kind of working with the man. Go to couple therapies and try to heal yourself somehow until you will heal your relationship with your mother. Now, what else could be? So I even put here, unconsciously you're afraid that you will be stuck in the same unhealthy pattern as you're with your mom. If this is the issue, and this most often is the issue. Now, how could this start? It could be different kind of scenarios, but usually people that have commitment issues and fears and this kind of unhealthy relationship with the mom are usually children that were given responsibilities too early in their life. So, for example, you have younger brothers or sisters and you had to take care of them. So you were told, oh, you are the eldest, you're responsible one. And when you were little, you were kind of taking it like such a good thing. But eventually, you grew up and you were like burdened by this. Your younger brothers and sisters, and you don't understand why you're supposed to be responsible for them when they're, when you don't really want to. It's not, you didn't took that responsibility on yourself. Somebody was gave it to you and you basically accepted it because you didn't know any better. That's what often happens. Or, for example, what could also happen, if you are like a middle children usually have the commitment issues. Why? Because they usually not sure where they belong, especially if the parents were not equally dividing their attention. So if you're a middle child, you can have that. Also, why particularly when you're taking care of your of your siblings is because you're technically taking your parents' role. And remember, you could not take your parents' role because your siblings have their parents. So with your siblings, you are on the same line. You all are energetically equal. Even if your siblings are 20, 30 years younger than you, older than you, energetically, you're all equal. You belong to the same parents. In the system, you are equal. So nobody can teach each other or anything like that. You can mentor, maybe you can help out, you can advise, you can brainstorm together, but nobody is better or worse, kind of like that. So that's what happened. Now, what else could be the issue if one of your parents, for example, one of the parents passed away, or one of the parents left, and another person became a partner to that parent. So, for example, let's say that the husband left and the mom was left by herself, and she's all crying and she's like all upset, and her son would step in and become her partner. Not literally. I mean, obviously, they are not going to share no intimacy, nothing, but he will take that role in the system. The weaker link in the system always takes that role. So if you are in a not full family, you could have taken the role of a partner for either your mother or your father. It happens very often, more often than you think. And then basically you're growing up, you're a partner to your grown-up parent. You don't feel the strength of the parent. You basically took a different role, and now you're burdened because you never asked for that. That happen very often. And most of the people that I work with, they usually, this is what happened. Either they it's like almost 80% of the time it's that they took a role of a partner for one of their parents, either father or mother. It could be, for example, even if the family is full, so there is a husband and wife, and one of the kids could take. I actually knew a family like this, and the eldest daughter, she was very. She was close to her father, and she basically was competing with her mom for the attention of the father. She was trying to take. She never married. She's much older than me. She never was married. Why? Because she technically is in a relationship. She never even left the house. So she's in a relationship with her father. As sick as it sounds, I mean, it's not really literal. What I'm saying is it's energetically. Energetically, she believes she's in a relationship with that man. Even though she's not. I mean, obviously she's dating, she's trying, she wants to get married. But that the partner's spot is already taken. It's taken by her father. Now, what I'm thinking is her parents will become more fragile and she will become a parent to them, not only a partner, but also a parent. And that's obviously not good. So this is what usually happens. And this confusion of roles create energetic entanglement. And once you're in this kind of, in this mixed roles, you're not sure where you belong. Like since childhood, you were taking care of your siblings, or you were helping your parents or something. And now you're not sure where you are. You're not sure what you need to do, and you're burdened by what was put on you when you were a little kid or when you were a teenager, and right now you don't want to experience the same thing. Ideally, you should have been brought up in a family even if your parents are separated, let's say, or you don't have one of the parents or something, energetically your parents are always there. Swipe right to you. What? Energetically your parents are always there. So ideally you should have grown up with the love of your mother, with the security from your father, and then at one point when you became teenager you start separating from your mom, from your father, and start living your life. And then at one point you're meeting a woman or a man that you want to be with, and you kind of start like your energy moving forward. You still socializing with your parents, but only as with parents, not as a parent to them, not as a partner to them, just as a parent. So once in a while, maybe you're just saying, "Hey, I'm okay," like this. So not very very close, but once. Well, and this is ideally how it should be. Now, if this is not your scenario, chances are you do have commitment issues. Even if you will tell me, "I do want to get married, I want to have kids," it probably will not happen. I did had commitment issues myself, and when I remember there was a part of my life when I was really wanted to get married, and I was proposed quite a few times, and every time I would get too close to this kind of to the marriage. I was even married a few times. I would always back up. I felt like in my second marriage, I remember after the ceremony, I felt like I was suffocating, like I couldn't do this, and I didn't want to do that. I understood that it was wrong, and at that time I didn't know what I know now. I mean, I could have easily overcame that and just moved on with my life and with him, and we could have maybe had a happy relationship. Anyways, usually when you have commitment fears, commitment issues, you will start pushing away the partner, and you wouldn't understand why. Are you pushing the partner energetically? And it could be something like a partner basically try to distance himself. Why? Because you pushing him energetically. So don't blame the other person. The other person is just acting on your impulses right now. All right. So what to do? I mean, you need to kind of to overcome that, right? To have a healthy relationship, because you need to have a man, and a woman has to have a man. A man has to have a woman. Why? Because only with the opposite kind of partner we're developing, especially if it's somebody who you really like. That's the only option. You need to have somebody who you have real attraction, real admiration, and then you can develop. A woman, it's hard for a woman to develop her femininity if she is not with the man, if she's not surrounded by masculinity. The same with the man. It's hard for him to develop his masculinity if he's not surrounded by femininity. So we need each other to kind of help us to develop. Therefore, I do encourage you all to overcome your commitment issues. Again, if you think that the problem is not in you but in your partner, you would never get a partner that would be afraid of committing if you are not afraid of committing. Unless you are desperate, in a desperate attachment, like you're so attaching that you're basically holding on to him, you're afraid that he will disappear. So it's always like this. All right, so what to do? You need to look at everything as a temporarily. Everything and everybody in your life is helping you to develop, and they are a temporary kind of thing in your life. Everything. There's really nobody. I mean, you can stay with your man for your whole life, 20, 30, 40 years. You can have a couple kids, a house, some property, some investments together, everything, but he will always be a temporary thing. And this is how you need to energetically correct, to look at everything and everybody. You welcoming people into your life. They're here, they're helping you, but for the most part, just somebody who is needed to you now at this moment. And from here, you need to make sure that you don't overcommit. Look at everything as temporarily, and the only permanent person in your life is you, only you, and maybe your parents in the shadow, because your parents are your roots. So you are the one permanent thing in your life. Everybody else, your children, your partners, your husbands, your cats, your houses, your cars, everything is temporarily. And the sooner you will start looking at that, the faster you will be able to kind of to heal. Now, when you look at everything as temporarily, you understand that, okay, let me try this relationship, let me see what I can do, and I will see, if it works out, then we will stay. If not, then we will move on. If you will think that I need to marry and stay my whole life together, it will, especially if you have these commitment issues, you will feel suffocated and you will push away anybody who will even speak about that. Like, honestly, there was a time in my life when, as soon as the person would bring up marriage, I would like I couldn't breathe, almost. Even though, I mean, I never was like that much opposed to marriage. I mean, a person who married a few times. So also, it could be like if somebody would start talking about, and people would bring it up because it's a trauma that needs to heal. So they will start talking about, let's have kids, let's go here, let's go there, let's spend summer together. They will be bringing up for you to heal this trauma. All right. The second thing that what you will do, you need to heal your relationship with your parents. Not helping them and not parenting them. You need to become a child to your parents. Even if you are 40 years old or 50 years old, you need to become a child to your parents. If your parents are not with us any longer, you need to do it energetically. So how do you do that? First of all, I have a video on relationship with parents. I will put it here, and this is the only right way you should behave with your parents. Second, I have a meditation with the parents. I will put it also in this video. And if you have issues with your parents, you need to listen to that video, to that meditation. You need to do that meditation for at least 2 weeks until you will heal. Especially if you will have hard time listening to it. If you listen and you start crying, or you're like irritated or triggered, you need to listen until you will start feeling almost neutral. You listen to it and it's like neutral. So this is what you will do. Now, once you will free yourself from this entanglement with your parents, so that you could not be a parent to your parents, you could not be a partner to your parents. So if you are any of those, you need to remove yourself and become a child. So you're not calling your mom and asking, "Hey, how are you? How's everything? How is your house?" This is your parent to your mom. Or if you're calling your mom and asking her, "Hey, what you doing? What you were doing together? You want to go have lunch together, something." If you're doing it all the time because you are lonely, then you are a partner to your parent. You should be a child. So you calling your mom and you're telling her, "Hey, you know what happened today? I had this amazing client and we spoke, and I really I really feel very fulfilled by helping her," or something. Or, "I spent the whole day today on the beach. I mean, the weather is amazing." So you always speak about yourself. You're acting as a child. You don't act as a parent concerned. You don't act as a partner that you need the attention all the time. You act as a child. You speak about yourself and your life. You're focusing on your life. Now, once you will free yourself from your parents, from your brothers and sisters, from everybody else, from all the responsibilities that were put on you, you will feel the emptiness. And then the emptiness will, so between the old pattern and the new pattern, there is always some kind of space. And that space will be somewhat scary. You will feel maybe, so if you always helped your let's say your parents or your siblings, and now suddenly you're not helping them because it's energetically incorrect, and you feel emptiness, you feel like, what am I to do now? Like I knew this. I knew actually a few men like this. Men also have like serious energetic entanglement. They try to help everybody. They try to um, they try to provide maybe for their less fortunate siblings, just to compensate the emptiness and loneliness in their time. So if you will tell them, "Stop and don't do nothing like that, look at your siblings, at their strengths, they can do it themselves," they suddenly become lost. It's like, okay, so nobody needs me now. What am I doing? There is no purpose in life. And you will have that too. If you will suddenly stop asking your parents how they doing, whether they need anything, if you will stop bossing around your siblings, you will feel empty, and that emptiness need to be filled with something. You need to basically wait that period. So it will take some time for the new pattern to start. The new pattern will be that you have your life, you're only focusing on yourself. You periodically send in your parents updates, how you do, and you periodically maybe, exchange couple texts with your siblings. But for the most part, this is you, your life, and that's it. And you're just focusing on that. Now, if it's just you, there is nobody else. I mean, how your life is going to be? What are you going to be like? You will feel lonely. You will feel empty. You will need to feel that emptiness and loneliness with something. And you will start to talk to people. You will start to socialize with people. You will feel differently. You will see, I did that, and I remember that feeling very well. I started looking at men that I was dating differently. I was not looking at them as somebody who might need my help, or who might or with whom I will commit and then I will never be able to leave them, or with who I will never be able to or with whom I will always be responsible for. I start looking at different individuals. Remember, parents are somebody that you could not escape. Even if you will move across the globe, somewhere far, far away, in your mind and in your energy, the parents will stay. And once in a while, this guilt will be coming out, or some kind of thoughts. Maybe I should check on my parents. Maybe I should do so. You feel like obligated. And if you are parent to your parents or partner to your parents, you know that you could not escape this kind of mental jail that you created for yourself. You see? Now, if when you heal the relationship, you know that you have your parents, they love you, they are very well on their own, I mean, whatever they're doing, and you don't need to baby them, you don't need to parent them. You basically, it's like you're returning all the strengths to yourself. And that strength need to be pushed forward. So instead of going backwards to your parents, you're pushing it forward towards your new relationship, your maybe children, or to your projects, or to something else. But you need to wait at that time when you will be empty and not needed. And at those moments, probably like your commitment will be checked. So maybe you're with somebody like maybe your brother, your sister will call you and ask you for help, or maybe your parents will start complain about their health. You need to stick to your kind of to your new pattern. You need to see the strengths in your parents and know that they will figure it out on their own. You need to always move forward. Energy only moves forward. All right, so that's what you will need to wait over that time, and then you will be able to, you will find, because that emptiness needs to be filled with something, and you will get a man or a woman or whoever you're dating over there. I guarantee you that. It's always working like this. All right, so the next thing to do, so you understand that everything is temporarily, even your parents are, even though you think that you're obligated to take care of them forever and ever. No, that's not true. Now, when you look at everything is temporarily, then you heal your relationship with parents, because obviously you are not, you are supposed to be a child that moves forward. Then what you need to do, you need to start getting to a relationship from a positive perspective. What does it mean? You see, if you've been taking care of your siblings since you were a little child, and you feel like you're responsible for them, even though they're grown up, and you still feel like, well, maybe they need my advice, maybe I need to check on them, maybe I can offer them some kind of help, or maybe I send them money or whatever. I'm not sure what kind of relationship you might have with your siblings. It's a burden. You see, it's like you are not getting nothing energetically when you are taking care of. When you invest energetically in your husband or in your man, he invests also in you somehow. So you're getting some kind of pleasure, enjoyment, some kind of development. You see, your energy moves forward. When you give energy to your siblings, so the energy goes to the sides, you're not getting nothing, and they will be annoyed because you invade in their space. They're grown-up people; they can do it on their own. Yeah, if you will drop $500,000 on them, I mean, they will, in the moment, they will be happy, but they will not dedicate their life to just worship you just because you gave them something. You see, they will be confused and you will be confused. Energy goes on the side is wrong. Energy only goes forward. The same with your parents. If you will be given to your parents are not going to be happy. Yeah, in the moment they will be grateful, but they will feel that energetically it's incorrect. So now, since you had all those energetic entanglements, all those kind of burdens put on you somewhere in childhood, and you could never get rid of those burdens, you actually put it on yourself. You basically feel that any kind of relationship is a burden like this. So you believe that you will start dating, and now you have to kind of to take care of that person. Like me, for a long time, I felt like I could not even grasp in my mind that I could be with the man who supports me, who like takes care of me, that it's not me who will have to help him and support him, but it's him who is going to be, who will be doing that. Why? Because I had my issues in my family like that too. I felt like a responsible one since I was little. I felt like I have to kind of to be responsible for everybody. So when I start dating, I start feeling like, okay, if I will end up with this guy, I have to be responsible. And I start attracting men that were basically in need of some kind of help, of some kind of guidance or something. And those men were usually older even than me. So even though I was looking for security, I was getting men that were not ready to give me even that security. They were not even ready to give that security to them. So now it was so I knew if I will commit to somebody, that's going to be another burden on me, and that's basically you. When you start dating, you need to start dating from a different perspective, from perspective that it could be different. When you heal your relationship with your parents, this is how you think, my God, I'm so blessed, I have my parents and they love me just as I am, I don't need to do nothing, I'm just absolutely fortunate, I'm just spoiled with love because my parents love me, and everything is just so amazing. When you start thinking like this, you start thinking like this about everybody, not only about your parents. You start thinking about, my God, my siblings love me, I don't even do anything for them, I'm so happy that I have siblings that love me like this, that they enjoy my company, that is just amazing people. And so the more you will think like this, the more you feel entitled to this love and care from others. Ideally, it should have been engraved in you when you were a little child. Your parents should have told you, like, we love you. I mean, like, no matter what you are, we just love you and we support you like that. But I know it didn't happen for everybody. Not necessarily that the parents didn't love, but maybe the parents were busy doing something else. They didn't have time to kind of to talk about their feelings and how they feel. All right. So you will basically, would you how to have a positive perspective on dating, on a relationship, on anything that you commit to. You need to become excited about that something or about that somebody. If you are afraid to commit to a job because you're feeling like it's going to be another burden, you need to feel excited about your job. Or if you're starting dating again and you're feeling like, oh my God, it's going to be, they're so needy or something. I'm not sure what you're thinking there, right? You need to feel excited. You need to feel excited about the new experience, about the experience that you will have with that person. The experience might not be good. The experience might be, bad or neutral or phenomenal or not so good, but it's still the experience. And we develop only in something new, only in that experience. If you don't have the experience, it would be very hard for you to develop, almost impossible. So you need to be excited. Remember, men are showing us, men are reflecting our masculinity. So if your experience with the man is bad, that's basically your masculinity is like that. How else will you see what is the issue with your masculinity? So having having some kind of relationship with men is important, and you should be excited about that. About that, okay, so I will start dating this man. Let me see how I will act. Let me see what kind of experience he will bring into my life. Let me see how I will feel about that. The excitement should be present there. Only if you are excited. Remember, when you were a teenager and you liked somebody, there were a lot of excitement when you were talking about your crush. You were thinking about him all the time. You were not thinking about whether it's a burden or not. You were not thinking about your parents or anybody else. You were thinking only about that person and how exciting it is to even speak to that person. You need to get the same excitement back. No matter how old you are, the excitement should be still there. And again, whether the experience is bad or good, it's irrelevant. What is relevant that you do have that experience, and that experience is basically giving you something. That experience is um, helping you to develop. So this is how you should look into committing to anybody or anything. Now, from here, enjoy being with somebody. It is a new experience. I should have put it first. Another thing that I should mention is you need to make sure, if you have especially commitment fears, you need to make sure that you balance your life and you are present in your 4 roles. Usually what happens when you start dating somebody, you really, especially when you are not really experienced in dating, right? You really commit to the person. You really start listening to the person, trying to please them, to do everything. Especially since you've been doing it for your parents, for your siblings, for everybody, and often you start losing yourself. Remember, man and woman both have 4 roles. A woman has a role of a woman, a wife, a mother, and a creator. A man has a husband, a father, and a creator too. So those you could not skip those roles, you see. Like, for example, if no matter I'm only spending 25% with my man, if I will spend more than 25% with my man, I will basically neglect my other roles. And my other so the 4 pillars are holding me. Oh, there's 4 roles basically holding me in this life. They're helping me to develop. They're keeping me steady. Now, if I will put all my energy and my affections and my attention to a man, the 3 other pillars will be sagging, and at one point, my life will fall because you could not be committed to only one role. You have to be balanced in all your roles, and this is what usually happens. People that were too invested in their family, immediate family, and their parents or siblings or somebody. It doesn't have to be siblings or parents. It could be grandparents or something, aunts, uncles. Depending. If you are too invested, once you get into a relationship, you become just as invested in those relationships, and nobody really appreciates it. Nobody needs it. Know your parents, know your siblings, know your partner. So make sure that your life is balanced. This is important. So basically, you have to spend 25% of your time with just you. So this is time that you dedicate to yourself, your friends, your family. Maybe taking care of yourself, like really enjoying taking care of yourself. Another 25%, you are in the role of a mother, so you are nurturing your projects, or maybe you have a job. This is that role. Another 25%, you creating. This is something. This is the enjoyment that you have, the creation. Only in a lazy kind of pleasurable state you can create. So you need to have all those roles. You could not spend 100% time with your man. You need to make sure that you dedicate those roles. This will help you. Why? Because it will slow down the process of getting attached to somebody, and it will not be as scary when you will eventually do attach yourself to that person. And the last thing that I wanted to mention: do not overcommit to anybody. Do not rush into anything. Because usually people that are devoted to somebody else in their family, they like earning love. They're pleasing. They're this kind of constant. It's like they need to deserve to be somebody. So when somebody finally kind of sort of commit to them, they believe that they need to do everything and right away, and you don't really. Take it slow. I mean, you dating a man, it's not so date him for a couple of years. I mean, look, I don't say that you should be dating in hopes that he will marry you, but usually a man knows what he wants to do within like a couple months, and he will tell you. But you don't need to rush to marry him or to. I mean, you can get engaged and be engaged for a couple of years. I'm not sure. So what I want to say is that don't overcommit. Don't say that you will. That you are ready to get married if you are not getting married. Be faithful to yourself. Don't think that if you will not accept his proposal right now, he will just say, okay, sorry, then I'm going I'm going to find somebody who is more willing. That will not do, and that will not happen. If you are true to yourself, the man will stay and he will wait for you, and he will respect you even more. And then you can commit to him within your time frame. Like you maybe get accustomed to it, get used to the idea of being with him. So that's basically it. Now, if you will do all the steps, I promise you that you will not have commitment fears, commitment issues at all, and you will see how fast men in your life will be committing to you. When I healed my relationship with everybody, when I kind of chopped off all the responsibilities and obligations that I put on myself for everybody, I was surprised how my surrounding changed, how I started attracting, not attracting, but I had started having friends that were not really needing me for anything. That the relationship became really rewarding, mutually rewarding. I started attracting men that were ready to kind of to take accountability and responsibility for me, and they would gladly do that and were happy to do it. So you see, I had to heal it in me for them to become. I mean, I never really particularly had problems with men, but I did had problems with committing. And when I was able to heal, I look at relationship differently right now. Not only at relationship with men, but was in a relationship with everybody. All right. So that's it. You see how fast I am today. If you have questions, do ask. If not, then I will sum it up. So commitment, a lot of people have commitment fears, and if you think that you don't, you know, I don't know, hopefully you don't. So if you listen to me and you're like, no, it's not about me, okay, then probably not, then listen. But if you came here and you feel like, okay, so my man has commitment fears, you probably have commitment fears. He wouldn't be in your life, he would not, if you wouldn't have that. So how does the commitment fears happen? How does this issue even arise? Because ideally you should be eager and happy to build a relationship, commit to something, to somebody, even if it's temporarily or not, you still should be excited and happy for the new experience. Usually it happens when you already was a partner, when you were not ready to be a partner to the people that you were not supposed to be a partner. So let's imagine you were a teenager, you become a partner to one of your parents, or maybe you became a parent to your siblings, and now you are so fed up with all of that that you're like, okay, no, I cannot do it no more. Like if you were a parent to your parents and suddenly you don't want to have kids, it's because you already have kids. Their place for the child is already taken by your parents, you see? If you are a parent to your siblings, that place is already taken too with your siblings. So you think you want to have a child, but and I even spoke about it in the video about if you could not get pregnant fast, that sometimes the role of a child is already taken. You're already a parent to somebody. Now it's obviously non-rewarding. That's why you're kind of annoyed by that, even though you feel kind of maybe accomplished a little bit, but you're still annoyed because that's not how it's supposed to be. Energy only flows forward, never to the sides, never backwards. Remember that it's in the system, and you could not overcome the energetic system. So usually that's what happens. So usually you either already committed to somebody and you basically don't want to take an extra burden on yourself. And how to heal, you basically need to look at everything as temporarily. Everybody comes in just for a period of time. It could be a long period of time, a short period of time, but you don't need to, you're not obligated to nobody. So don't feel like, okay, that's it. If I'm going on a date with this guy, I will owe him my life. You are not. Everybody is temporarily, and if you will be done with him, he will be out of your life very fast. I guarantee you that. And the sooner you become neutral, the faster he will be out of your life. So everybody is a temporarily everything and everybody. Even if you are about to take a job and you like really don't want to commit to the job, trust me, the job will be out once you outgrow it. All you need to do is just outgrow the job, and you will be off, so it's everything is temporarily, everything and everybody, the only constant, so, and they are all helping you to develop. So if you have something, commit to that, because that something is helping you to develop. Now the only constant in your life is you. That's the only person that you will always have in your life, whether you want it or not. Better have a good relationship with yourself, and maybe your parents. So your parents are in the shadow, but they are your roots. Whether whether you live with them, whether you talk to them, whether you run away from them, I mean, they will always be your roots. So there's something that will always be in your unconsciousness. Trust me. I ran away from my family, even though I love my family very much. But I think I ran away from the obligations that I put on myself for my family for no reason. Nobody ever asked me to do that. And even though I ran away, it was a pattern, and I stuck to that pattern even when I was far, far away. So it's something you need to work inside. You can live with your parent in one room and feel amazing, or you can be miles and miles away and feel absolutely energetically in pain. So so you are the only constant, nobody else. Everybody else, if they are constant in your life, that you made it in your head like that. The second thing that you need to do is you need to heal your relationship with parents, whether you want it or not. You need to heal the relationship with parents, especially relationship with your mother. All the other relationships come from the relationship with the mother. The mom is shaping the relationship you have with others. If you will say, no, my mom will have perfect relationship, but it's my man, I had a bad relationship. No, it's always, every single pattern is always coming from the childhood. You said it in childhood, now you need to fix it if you didn't fix it over there in childhood. So, for example, you might have amazing relationship with your mom, and she calls you and she complains to you about your health, and you feel like, my mom loves me. Who am I not to tell my mom, not to listen to her? Well, this is what, you are not her parent. You're not her friend. You're not her therapist. You're not supposed to be listening to her complaints. Let her find somebody who she can talk to, and it's not going to be you. So, and this is, you see, you think that you have a perfect relationship with your mom, but you don't. Because if you sit in there and listen to her health issues, you are a parent. You're already not a daughter. I mean, will a grown-up woman tell a 2-year-old child that she has some kind of pains or aches? No, she will never do. Now, but a little child will come to your mom and say, my hand hurts, could you do something? So if your mom is acting like that, then she's a child to you. She's not a parent to you. Try to understand this. This is very important. All right. So untangle yourself from your parents, from your siblings. Find the benefit of why you're doing it and what does it give you. Like I said, I know quite a few men who support their siblings, parents, everybody, and they're single and they do want to be in a relationship, but they believe that they just couldn't be in a relationship. Why? Because the relationship spot is already taken. Why do they do that? Because they feel great. They take care of somebody. They feel amazing. Their ego is kind of, a little bit stroked. So, remove all those energetic kind of obligations that you put on yourself. Then, once you will do that, there will be a period of time when you will be not sure where you belong, kind of. You will feel like too lonely. You're not taking care of your parents right now. You're not taking care of your siblings. You know what to do. Wait through that period. And then get into a relationship. When you will get into a new relationship, even before getting the relationship, when you start meeting new people, look at them differently. Look at them from a positive perspective. They are not a burden that comes to you, and you will need to kind of to cater to them, to listen to about their problems. It is somebody who comes with a new experience to improve your life. So start looking at that. Like me right now, I'm curious about men. Before, lucky for me, I'm beautiful. So men do love me. But before, I would kind of avoid men. Right now, I'm curious about men. If I'm in the elevator and I see, I just moved in here. So if I see a cute, like a handsome man or some, and he's trying to look at me, smile, talk to me, I mean, I will talk to him because I'm curious now. I would not avoid him because I believe that he will bring some kind of benefit to my life. It's unconscious, and I'm open to that experience. So always get into a relationship from positive perspective. Enjoy everybody, even if it's bad or good. Still enjoy because you get a new experience. You know how to develop further. Be almost like neutral to everything, and make sure that your life is balanced. You have 4 roles. Make sure they're all balanced. I mean, I understand if you just start dating a man, you are like, you fly, and especially if you like the man really a lot, so you want to spend every single moment with him. But don't do that. Don't put all your energy into all your attention in one. You will get disappointed. You will fly very high and then you will fall. Better take it a little slow. And the last one, don't overcommit. Don't try to don't do the same what you did for your parents or for your siblings or anybody else. I mean, be loyal to yourself. Like, do everything at your own pace. You want to date for a while, let's date for a while. I mean, don't date with the man that's not available even for you. But if he is available, um just take your time. I mean, what's the rush? Like, there is no really point in getting married tomorrow. I mean, what's the benefit? Like, what's the benefit of moving in together right away? So don't. And you will see that people, if you will be faithful to yourself, people will be faithful to you with that. So they will really appreciate that you are not betraying yourself. All right, that's it. If you have questions, ask. If not, please do send this video to people that have commitment kind of issues, fears, that maybe are dating somebody who has commitment issues, who is kind of. It doesn't need to be in a relationship with a man. It could be friendships. As soon as somebody is too close to you, you want to push away because you believe that now you owe them something. It's basically, it's a pattern that's with everybody. If you know somebody who doesn't have too many friends, who doesn't have like long-standing relationships with anybody, these people, like when I healed my commitment issues, people from my childhood, from my kindergarten, start coming back, and I socialize with them, and I love it, because I don't have the fears anymore. I don't have any kind of fear that I will be obliged to them, or that I would owe them something, or that they will be a burden on me again. I felt like, let me see, like, we're different now. Let me see how it will be. So it's usually people that could not hold on to something. I mean, that's what they have. Now, people energy of air have often have commitment issues because it's hard for them to get attached. For those people, I would just recommend to take it somewhat slow. That's probably the best thing, because once you take it slow, you're kind of getting used to the idea. But for the most part, I mean, everybody else, it's not the energy type. It's usually just your trauma from the childhood. And I know my generation, a lot of people were brought up somewhat like this. Children were responsible for other siblings. They were responsible for the parents, for somewhat well-being of the parents. And I have a lot of friends who were in the same boat as I was. So it happens. I mean, thankfully, my family is very, very strong and very I don't know, not helpful, but we understand each other, and that's a good thing. I mean, there are people who are not even on such a good terms with their family, so that's very unfortunate. And then they could not even commit to anybody outside of their family, so they're lonely within their immediate family, and then they're lonely because they could not have a relationship, and this is painful. It's like they move through life without anybody. So anyways, but if you are one of those people, you can fix it, and just do those steps, do the meditation, and you will be able to fix it. I fix it, you will be able to do it. My clients fix it. It's not that hard. All right, if there are no questions, we're going to finish. You see how short it is, short and sweet. Because I'm still finishing the White Lotus on my last and so I think unconsciously I'm in rush to get back to the movie. You see, I'm pushing you. I don't want to commit. I'm pushing you away because I want to finish the series. But I already know how it will finish, so it's not like necessarily. I just want to finish. Anyways, all right, that's it. We're going to meet on Saturday, and on Saturday, let me see what's going to be. I think it's going to be about how to stop overgiving and start receiving effortlessly. This is for my ladies. We're women, we're feminine, and we should do. We should be receiving. We should stop earning everything and giving to everybody. That has to stop, and that's something that I also see a lot right now and recently. So it's something to talk about. All right, we'll do that. Saturday we're meeting at 10. No, not 10, at 11 a.m. So Wednesday at 6 and Saturday at 11. And for Wednesday, we will see. All right. Thank you, everybody, for being here. Thank you, TikTok. I didn't even look. I hope. Bye, TikTok. Bye, YouTube. Thank you very much for being here with me. If you have questions or comments, please do. I mean, I love to answer the questions. I love to see different perspective as well. I mean, it's interesting what people think. If you have any ideas for the future lives, please do also give them to me. So I mean, I can talk about them because sometimes I think certain things are important, but who knows? Maybe the different ones are. All right, that's it. Thank you everybody for being here. I will see you on Saturday and enjoy your evening. Bye everybody.